Hi, everybody. Sam here. Hope you're having a great day wherever you're at in the world today. I am so excited to be here with Anna today for another micro interview. If you are new to Safe Park Connections, we are glad you found us. We are an online community group of women who are working on learning to love ourselves more fully so we can have the life we were meant to have. If you have been around Safe Park Connections for a while, we are glad you came back. And you are in for a treat today with Anna. She's going to talk to you about a vibrancy scale and what that means. So, Anna, introduce yourself a little bit. Talk to us about the scale, and then we'll have a little bit of dialogue after you share about that.
Thank you so much, Sam. My name is Anna Folsom. I'm a certified health and life coach. And currently, my focus is working with overwhelmed caregivers to help them reclaim time and energy so that they can live the best version of their lives. One of the tools that I use with my clients is a vibrancy scale, which I created. It is a simple scale with graphics and words that helps you identify your energy and your vibrancy. So it's a scale from 1 to 10, and 1 is the low end of energy. You're maybe fearful, hopeless, lacking motivation. You wake up tired, you have a lot of lethargy, discontentment, probably poor diet and exercise, and chronic anxiety. On the other end of the scale, which is a 10, you're like the grandfather in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. When Charlie comes home with the golden ticket, grandpa jumps out of bed with a newfound lease on life. And so this is sort of our ideal state of being where you are positive and joyful. You sleep and wake easily. You have no need for caffeine unless you just love it. You feel nourished. You're excited about life and optimistic about the future. And so with the scale, it's just a simple visual tool to help you identify, where am I? What do I really need? When you find yourself at the lower end of the scale where I was 3 years ago, I 2, maybe a 3 is where I was. And I woke up one day and I realized I feel terrible. I'm not happy. What's going on? And so just the recognition, being able to identify where I was, helped me start my healing journey. It helped me learn new tools so that I could grow. As I grew, my dreams and desires got bigger and more clear. And I'd say, honestly, I wake up most days of the week feeling an 8 or better, which I think is something to be proud of, and I am proud of myself. And so this is what I would love to share with you and hope that it will help you identify where you are and how you can heal and grow and evolve into the best version of yourself.
Yeah, I'll make sure that we put the link to where women can click through to take their own assessment there, or what you don't call it an assessment, you just call it a test.
It's
What
a
do you call it?
vibrancy scale. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that you can just take a look at it and you can visually get a sense of, "Oh, wow, I'm a 2, and this is what
and
a
so
2 feels
if
like."
So if somebody is a 2, what is maybe one tip or something that you could suggest for them to do to move maybe going from a 2 to an 8, that's, like, not realistic in my brain all at once. Maybe it is,
Yeah.
maybe somebody can, but it seems more likely that somebody could go from a 2 to a 3 and then a 3 to a 4. What is maybe one tip that could allow somebody to do that?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. We wanna take small actions that lead us to big changes over time. So I would say, let's say if you're feeling like chronic stress and anxiety, would be to identify what is 1 or 2 things that are causing you stress and anxiety, and how you can do slightly less of those things or detach yourself slightly and do one thing that brings you a positive feeling instead. So for me, I love taking walks in nature. When I realized I was at this low end of the scale, I started thinking, what is one thing I can do today that would make me feel more joyful, more optimistic. And it was just taking a 10-minute walk. And so the more I incorporated the walk, the more I started feeling the joy and the calm and the presence and all of the things that that gives me. Now, for someone else who doesn't enjoy that, maybe it's knitting. I have a whole group of friends that have like a knitting club. And for them, it's like calming, it gives them something to focus on. Knitting is sort of their walk in nature.
Yeah, so you got to find what's going to work for you. And what you said
Exactly.
is so true. What I hope the women learn is that when something's causing you that anxiousness or that stress, catching it and saying what it, naming what it is, releasing it, and then replacing it with something true and good, that is
Yeah.
so powerful for
Yes.
sure. And so, what if somebody is more middle of the road and it's maybe be the same thing of doing something, identifying what's causing them to not be at the number they want and continuing to do something different. But do you have something that might be another suggestion for somebody that's more of the middle of the road to help them get even a little bit better?
Absolutely. I feel like when you're in like 5, 6, and 7, right? You've overcome a lot of things and you're doing things in a way most of the time that make you feel pretty good. So what that really boils down to is looking a little closer at your day-to-day habits. So before we started the interview, we were talking about, or you mentioned this, but I do it as well, having like a morning routine and an evening routine that's filled with things like giving gratitude or maybe writing out the things that just sort of releasing the things that you want to let go of. So having a morning routine that it gives you a purpose, a start to your day, and then looking at little basic stuff like diet and exercise, like is that one extra cup of coffee in the morning actually creating a little bit of anxiety in your life? Or, you know, eating dinner past a certain hour, is that interrupting your sleep? Just the little details um, and tweaks can easily get you from a 5 to a 7 or an 8 in pretty short order.
Yeah, that's really good. And so being mindful of what's going on in your world, being able to see what's happening, and then figure out if it's working for you or not. I used to say, and for a long time, I would tell people just make the next right choice. And then I had a coach that I interviewed, and she's like, "Can I help you reframe that?" And I'm like, "Sure." She said, "How about the next choice that supports me well?" Because right and versus wrong, right and wrong. I'm like, ooh. So what choice can I do? What's the next choice I can make that supports what I want in my life? And it sounds like you do a really good job of helping women identify what those things could be, and using your vibrancy scale helps them see where they're at, where they know and what they might need some support in. So I'm really excited to share this with the women. I'll make sure that your link is around here, whether they're watching or listening in the community or on the podcast or wherever they're listening or watching at, they'll be able to click through to you. Do you have any final thoughts before we wrap up today?
I guess the thing that I would love for people to know is even if you feel like you're a 1, where you feel like hopeless, afraid to try, just know that it is possible to wake up in the morning feeling like an 8 or a 9, because I have been there and I'm here to tell you it is possible. So I'm sending love.
Thank you. That's exactly perfect. And I've been there too. So people say things can't change, people can't change, situations stay. Anna and I are both examples that if you want a different life, you can have one. You can totally have one. And I love what you're saying, sending love and sending just the encouragement and the hope that if you want something different, you can have it. So I'm so excited to be connected with you, and I'll look forward to sharing this out with the women for sure.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, this has been a real pleasure.
Thank you so much, and have a great day.